Hi, this is the final project evaluation plan presented by Daniel Price. Let's start with some context surrounding our evaluation plan. Where will the evaluation occur? It's going to occur at the Oceanside Public Library. And what service are we evaluating? The Teen Advisory Group. This is a group that is aimed at actively involving teenagers and helping them shape services and programs. It's really a part of empowering teens and providing them with an ample amount of opportunities to both engage with a community, with themselves, and feel like they have leadership and responsibility with that program. The purpose of this evaluation is to assess the effectiveness of the Teen Advisory Group in advocating for teen peers to voice and uplift marginalized young adults who otherwise would face inequality outside the library and in the local community. This evaluation aims to better understand how creating a collaborative group environment based on inclusivity and social justice improves the effectiveness of behavioral responses from young adults towards marginalized and unvoiced teens in the community. The findings will be used to better understand the progress towards creating diverse and inclusive young adult services and how to develop practices in teen services that aim to advocate and voice inclusivity in other programming. Let's talk about our stakeholders. Who are our main stakeholders in our evaluation plan, and why are we collecting data from these stakeholders? Our main user are the teens participating in a teen advisory group. These are kids either coming in person or virtually. The reason why we're collecting data from these teens is so that we can provide a deeper insight into how effective and impactful the teen advisory group is at Oceanside Public Library. Teens are our primary service users, therefore are our primary focus. Our second group are the programming librarians. The data collected from this outcome would better help demonstrate the value that TAG has as its influence on teens. The data also helps better understand the future programming and strategies to take when advocating for inclusivity. Teachers and school librarians are our last group that we'll be looking at when measuring how impactful the teen advisory group is in the community. Having teachers and school librarians who are directly involved in the surrounding community would justify the support for teen advisory group. Let's take a closer look at what stakeholders we left out and dive into why we left them out. During our evaluation, we decided to leave out parents, homeschool teens, and teens who don't attend a teen advisory group. Although these stakeholders are valuable, it's important to focus on the importance of our key stakeholders who see a direct influence on the teen advisory group. These stakeholders would stray from our focus in the evaluation process surrounding the teen advisory group. It is also difficult to collect information from everyone. Although we would like to collect information from parents and homeschool teens, it is difficult for us to focus on every other stakeholder. This is not a closed door. We will be more than welcome to have an opportunity to provide a more in-depth understanding of these stakeholders in the future if we see it as a possibility to better the teen advisory group. Part of our evaluation plan in the teen advisory group is understanding how to implement social justice and give a voice to marginalized teens who are often left out of the conversation, either at home or at school. In the study, Information, Power to the People, students and librarians dialoguing about power, social justice, and information had a key concept about information. Vocalizing with teens about power in the marginalized community is a really important part of giving the control over information. Using the teen advisory group as a way to provide that vocalization and that power is one way that we can utilize this empowerment and continue the conversation outside the teen advisory group. Likewise, there is an excerpt from the article that discusses the withholding information from the public and the challenges that it comes with the fact that teens do not get that empowerment when we withhold information. Throughout our evaluation, we really want to look into the different processes and outcomes in our evaluation plan. One of the big impacts that we want to have is the teen leadership roles in the community and how it's changed when they participated in the teen advisory group. This is something that we're looking at as we're evaluating the teen advisory group and doing this continuous evaluation. Afterwards, we want to see an outcome of how the implementation of social empowerment of marginalized teens through peer and librarian advocacy has improved in other youth based programming. We want to see how the impact broadens the library scope of teen empowerment and how that might continue. A really great guide to this is the MNRC Youth Council, who has a guide to applying youth voices through a teen advisory council, which is very much what a teen advisory group is. Our main focus in our evaluation plan is collecting data from our stakeholders. You can see here that we have a sheet that better understands the stakeholders' evaluation plan and the reasoning behind our data collection. You can see that during this entire process, we're looking at the users, service providers, evaluators, and service influencers. Each of them have their own evaluation question that we're going to be focusing on when collecting data. It's important to understand that none of these would work alone, but rather collecting data from all four processes would help us better understand our evaluation study. Take a look at our teen advisory group teens and what ways the teen leadership roles in the community change when participating in the teen advisory group. We're focusing them as the users. And by doing this, we would be sending out more information and collecting data based on this evaluation question. This would be completely changed when we're looking at programming librarians and our evaluator, which is ourselves. This is an important role in better understanding how our processes and outcomes are continuing to work or collecting data on whether or not it is viable enough to continue our study. Our first source of understanding and collecting data is from teens and our teen advisory group. The way in which we're doing this is conducting online anonymous quick answer surveys. Teens are often busy and have a very short attention span when it comes to something that is not very rewarding. So, we provided them a short survey that provides basic information as well as short responses to get a better understanding of whether or not the teen advisory group is working. I even provided a QR code set up afterwards during a teen advisory group. Teens are able to scan that QR code, provide a short answer response, and then we can collect that data for our evaluation plan. Our plan is to not have this survey out right away. We want to have a couple of meetings to pass and then provide this survey. Our reasoning behind that is so that teens have the opportunity to attend multiple teen advisory group meetings before providing feedback. We believe that this gives them enough time to understand, reflect, and provide meaningful information when providing the survey. We also have a consent statement. This survey is completely anonymous, and anything that is put in here is completely confidential and used only for the purpose of our evaluation plan. This provides teens a sense of comfortability and the opportunity to have a meaningful impact when providing this survey. We also encourage teens to provide feedback about our teen advisory group and any other questions that they might have after the survey. Our next source is collecting data from the programming librarian. We're providing them with an observation worksheet. This worksheet is a checklist that has a rating of 1 through 5 with additional notes. We have criteria that allows the observations to be conducted during the teen advisory group. For example, we want teens to feel comfortable participating in the activities. So, we want the programming librarian to observe and provide a ranking of whether or not that process is successfully happening. We also want to focus on our social justice impact on the evaluation of the teen advisory group. This is why we have an understanding that marginalized teens should feel included in our teen advisory group. We want to see whether or not this is happening. This observation is not going to happen during every program. We plan to use this observation worksheet quarterly. We want to better know whether or not the teen advisory group is having an impact on the community. The best way to do so is by reaching out to teachers and school librarians. We plan to send out a digital survey midway through the fall and spring semester and having digital in-person meetups if the teacher requests. This digital survey is short but provides us with enough information to have a quantity amount of data collected to better understand whether or not there's a community impact that is happening by the teen advisory group. We do plan to have a consent statement saying that all information is collected only involving the Oceanside Teen Advisory Group, and personal information will not be collected, nor is it recommended for teachers to provide personal information. If teachers want to have a follow-up interview, we do encourage it, and in that case, we do ask them to have a way of communicating back to the library. We do plan to reach out to both middle school and high school librarians. This is so that we better understand which age groups are having a more impact with the teen advisory group. At the end of the school year, we plan to have a teen advisory focus group. This is so that we better understand the impact of the teens who attend the teen advisory group. This one is to help better understand the overall impact that the teen advisory group has on teen social lives and whether or not the teen advisory group has helped aid in expressing and helping teens feel more comfortable working in a group activity. Of course, we plan to have a very strict consent statement for teens who are participating in this activity. We also plan to ask all teens to keep information confidential within the group and whatever is said within that group to stay within that group. This is to have a better understanding of whether or not the teen advisory group is creating a broader impact on the marginalized teens that we've been focusing on, while also understanding the group dynamics that has changed and grown throughout the school year. Now let's break this down in a timeline. First, we plan to do the data collection in the teen advisory group with the short surveys. This is to get a better footing of understanding where we stand in the teen advisory group with our primary users. Then we plan on doing the librarian worksheets and send out the questionnaires to the teachers. This is so that we can start establishing an evaluation plan throughout that part of the school year. Then it gives us ample amount of time to reach out in the future. Finally, we plan to use the analysis from that collected data to have a better understanding of where we stand in our evaluation plan and whether or not our process and our purpose statement is on key with what we're doing. Finally, at the end of the semester, we plan to conduct a teen advisory group, follow back with teachers, and reevaluate whether or not the data that we collected is useful for our evaluation plan and how it connects to our purpose statement. This is all to better help understand whether or not the teen advisory group should improve, continue, and go on in the next school year. This should be conducted every year to better understand whether or not we should pivot or continue moving on with our purpose statement in our evaluation plan at the Oceanside Public Library. There will be limitations in our methodologies. Reliability and comfortability play a huge role in our data collection. Teens are really difficult to collect data from on a reliable basis, and a consistency in collecting data might be a problem when having a survey ready for teens to send out often. It is also hard to have focus groups conducted by teens. Teens do not tend to stay engaged with a long period of time of focus groups. Another problem we might face is sending out surveys to teachers and asking for follow-up interviews. Providing surveys on a minimal basis for teachers might provide us with better data, as teachers are often busy, stressed, and hard to reach. Today, we talked about our evaluation plan for the Teen Advisory Group, and we have a lot of hopeful outcomes on how to help teens find a sense of belonging, build independence, and raise awareness in social justice. Our future improvements tend to focus on listening to teens and gathering more feedback from the community members. This is our hope to do more of a community outreach as we conduct this evaluation plan in the future. Our teen advisory group will continue to focus on social empowerment and teen awareness when it comes to social and communal building.